Hello everyone, it's Kathy Champion. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in Gastonia, North Carolina, and I just want to take the time to welcome you for stopping by and watching my video today. Real quick, here's my host code for February. This host code will end today. Probably this will be good till about 5 o'clock this afternoon Eastern Standard Time, and then after that this host code will go away. I will generate a new host code and I will post that for everyone, but this one will end today. The reason for that is I need to place my order before the end of the month, and I need to get that in probably first thing in the morning or later on tonight. But anyway, I just wanted to let you know, if you use that host code, you will be entered into the drawing for the Touch of Ink stamp set that I'm giving away free to the lucky winner. For any size purchase, you will be entered into the drawing. Also, if you spend $50 or more in my online store, you will receive a free gift from me. But there's also, the celebration ends tomorrow, and a $50 purchase will also earn you your choice of any level 1 item out of the celebration catalog, and that campaign ends tomorrow night. So just so everyone can kind of have a heads up on that, it will end tomorrow, the 28th of February. There will be another celebration that will come up when the new mini catalog comes out, and I believe that'll be in August. So that we will have another opportunity, since this one was cut short by a month. Normally celebration runs January through the end of March, but this year they decided to give us 2 celebrations, which fantastic. We get to earn products for free twice during the year. Okay, so that's a win-win. I am going to go over some tips and tricks for using this mini message stamp set. This is an all-in-one stamp set, so it's one whole big piece that you need to stamp. And the same with the dies. It's one big die, and what it does, you can stamp all of these messages in one shot and run this through your large Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, and you end up with all of these sentiments to use. I keep mine in a little baggie, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. I keep mine like this, and they work. It really does work. I saw a post. I've been wanting to bring this and show it to everybody, but I saw a post last night on my group Facebook page that someone said they were parting company with it because they could not get it to work. And I thought, I so need to go on and do a video showing y'all exactly how to make this work, because it is ingenious and it gives you so many different sentiments. And how many times do we all just battle with getting that sentiment that we need and want? So I'm going to show you how to do this. You will need a Stamparatus or some type of stamp positioning tool, because with any large stamp you're going to have to ink it and stamp it more than once. It is just the nature of the beast. So what I have here is I have the Stamparatus. I love the Stamparatus for several different reasons. I love the fact that you have your different foam mats. This is the foam mat that comes with it, and this works really well, but it doesn't have the grid lines on it, so you can see what you're doing. Now you only need to use these if you're using photopolymer, and this is not. This is a clean red rubber stamp, so we don't need to use the mats. But if you did, they also sell this upgraded mat, and it's called the Imperial mat, because it has imperial measurements on it, and it goes right into your Stamparatus, and it works great. And this is a surface that can be wiped off, so if you happen to stamp off, which we all do, you can just wipe this clean. So that works great. I'm going to put my magnet down, and I need to decide where I need my magnet to go. I think we're safe to put it right here. These magnets are super strong. So if you purchase one of these Stamparatus, it does come with 2 magnets, and they have a housing place back here for your magnet to sit. Now I put washi tape on mine for 2 reasons. One is it makes it easy to have a handle to pull it off with, because you can see how strong that is. I mean, they are super strong magnets. My magnets clank together when I first open them up. I didn't realize how sturdy these magnets were, and they both broke in two. So I wrapped them with washi tape and put a tab on it so that I can pull it up and down without too much trouble, and that worked for me. So if that happens to you, that's a little tidbit of information of how you can remedy that. I have my Memento Tuxedo Black ink. You can use any black ink that works for you. I use the Memento because we sell the Memento in the Stampin' Up online store. So I am going to ink this up as best I can. We don't have to worry about, so much because we have the opportunity by using the Stamparatus to stamp it more than once. Now I'm just going to rub a nice even pressure all over my stamp, or the top of my plate, just like that, and then we'll lift it up. Not bad, but you can see we have some places that didn't quite get inked enough, so we are going to ink this up again really good, and let's ink it. Let's stamp it one more time. I'm going to lay that over there. This time I'm going to use my right hand, and I'm just going to press. Actually, I'm using my right and my left. I just want to give some good pressure, and you can feel the spring of that cling stamp. Alright, let's see what we got this time. Look how pretty that is. That's beautiful. You couldn't ask for a better result there, and we only inked it twice. Now to clean this off, well, I'll tell you what, we might stamp it again. So I'm not going to, yes I am going to clean it because I'm going to use a different ink next time. So we're going to do it with a colored ink as well, because who's to say you're not going to need it in more than one color. So why not take advantage. I'm just going to use my little microfiber cloth, and I sprayed my Stampin' Mist on it, and I'm just going to clean that off just like that. It didn't have to be real clean because, like I said, we're going to use it again. Now I'm going to slide this magnet off, take that out, and I'm going to set my Stamparatus over here because we're going to bring the Mac Daddy up here, and that's a little nickname for my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, because this is the big one, and it's quite impressive. I'm going to set my plates over so it's not so heavy to lift, and it's not too bad. But this is it right here. Excuse my little post-it tabs, but I keep these stuck up here because I use these to hold my plates in. I'm going to sit this back over here just for a moment, because what I want to show you is how to line this up. You're going to take your die and you're going to turn it, of course, upside down, and you're going to see the heart and these 1, 2, 3 stars. Those help you line up your die. And I think that this might be why so many people were having trouble, because they were not using the stars to line up their the heart and the stars, because you got to get each one of them lined up just like that. And once you get it lined up, this is where your little post-it notes come in so handy, because you just want to stick those down on each corner, because the last thing you want to do is this to move once you get it lined up. And you can see it took me all of just a few seconds to line it, because once you learn that trick that it needs to be lined up with those stars and hearts, it makes it so simple. So now I'm going to bring over my mats, and then here's my poor little cut plate that's all gridded and has all these little indentations in it. I'm about ready to switch out and get some new plates to go on this machine. But we're going to put that on, and then we're going to put the top plate over. So I have my base plate, my number 2 plate, a number 3 plate, my paper and my die, and then another number 3 plate. So I'm going to lay this over to the side, and then I'm going to bring my machine back over. And I'm going to make sure that my plates are nice and straight. And then I am going to feed that in, and look how easy that feeds. And even with a super big die like this, and it sounds like it's really hard, but it's not. I basically did it with these 2 fingers. So we're going to take that out. Now I am going to turn this over, because anytime that I use my die, my cut plate, my top plate, I always turn it. And let's go ahead and get our die machine off of the desk, and then we'll bring this over. And the first thing I'm going to do is take off my little stickies and stick those back over on my machine. And I keep those on my machine because it just makes it easy when I'm die cutting. They're right here at my hand. And those are nothing more than post-it tags or flags like this. And they come, and you just pull them out and use them. So, and I use them over and over. You can just use them forever. They last a good long time. Now look how clean that die came out. Everything's out of it. So all we have to do now is pick up what I like to call, or what is called, our negative space. And all of those little pieces, even our hearts and our stars, all came out. So as you can see, you have these beautiful, let me zoom y'all in a little bit. You have all these beautiful little sentiments that you can use on finished cards. And if you remember my video from in the last video, I showed how I used some of those. There's one that I used, and it was this one right here. And I think I used this one right here. I'm happy to celebrate these moments with you. So, you know, happy birthday. Here's one that's the happy birthday one, this one right here. So as you can see, you can definitely make use of having these, and just, you know, cut out several of them in different colors. You could do it on different colored paper. I want to do some on a yellow sheet with black ink, and I also want to do some on some pink, because these are so neat to have. And you've got small ones, and how many times do we need a small die? Oh, happy day. Look how cute that is. And I absolutely love this stamp set and the dies that come with it. I think it just makes, this is definitely one of those stamp sets that I don't think I would want the stamp set without the dies, or the dies without the stamp set. It's not to say you couldn't put this down and cut it and then stamp your own ones, but you would have to find ones that would fit in these little bitty places, and that could be a little hard. But having the stamp set that goes with the dies like this just makes this whole thing so easy to use. Hoping your days are full of love, laughter, and joy. Is that not? I mean, I just love them. I think it's so great. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull all of these off, and we're going to bring our Stamparatus back over. I'm going to go ahead and get my little ones off of here as well. And like I said, I think what the reason some people are having trouble is maybe because they don't know how to line up those 3 things. If you're trying to line up everything, you will have difficulty with this. I think I'm going to turn this over. I'm starting to get a little spring in it, so that gives me an indication that it's time to turn it over. And that goes there. So now let's go ahead and pull out. I want to do another piece of white since I already have the other half of that sheet, but we're going to do it in a different color ink. So I'm going to pull over my Stamparatus one more time, and I am going to line this up, and I think I had it right there. If if I'm not mistaken. That's easy to see. Yeah, that looks good. So, and what I'm doing is I'm looking at the line along the edge of my paper to make sure that I'm getting my paper in here nice and straight. So I'm going to put the stamp set back up underneath the plate right here, because that does help you to have something to rest that plate on when you're inking, that gives you a solid surface. So let's see what other colors we want to do this in. What about how about Pacific Point? I love this blue. I think it's gorgeous. So let's do it in this beautiful blue. Now these ink pads are a little juicier than the Memento, so I won't use as much of this ink by any means. So I'm just gonna tap, tap, tap. And just remember, you can always come back and put more ink on. So let's try that. Nice even pressure. And look at that. I don't even think we need to re-ink it. I don't know, a little bit right there is faded. Let's go one more time. And I'm just going to do like maybe right here in the middle. Everything else looks pretty good. Maybe the happy anniversary. Oh my word, look how beautiful and gorgeous that turned out. So you know you're always going to need something in blue, so that gives you now all these sentiments in a nice beautiful blue ink. Now before I put this into my machine again, I'm going to let that ink dry just for a minute. I'm going to go ahead and clean my, I'm going to go ahead and clean up my stamp again. Sorry, I lost my whole train of thought because I was trying to think ahead. Now I know how that is. Sometimes that can be dangerous for my brain. So I am just pumping out a little bit of cleaner and clean this up really good. And then we'll wipe it off again. This is one you probably could come back with your Stampin' Chamois or Simply Chamois. I have a hard time with all the names for the different products, and I know that's horrible. That can be so confusing to all of you, but it is called the Simply Chamois. So I think I'll bring this over, and this is already nice and damp. And this is another great way to clean these stamps, because you're cleaning it with water, which is really nice. So I'm just gonna, it does make a squeaking noise because you're rubbing that chamois over top of rubber, so it's gonna give you that little squeak. Alright, but while that was cleaning, now our ink is drying and we're ready now to go ahead and cut that one out. So I'm just gonna set this back over here. I'm gonna trade places and bring that back over. And I'm going to do the same thing I did before. I'm going to line up my die. And again, I'm going to look at my heart, my star, this star. And see what I'm doing is I'm shifting and shifting to get everything perfect. And once you have those all perfect, and it's not that hard to do, you know that you're going to get a perfect cut every time. So when I first got my new catalog, when this was in the new mini catalog, this was one of the first stamp sets that grabbed my attention, and I think it's because it was a little different than anything I had seen before. Now I'm not going to bring the die machine back over. I've got it sitting up right here to my right hand, so I'm going to lay this on my plate, and I'm going to go ahead and crank it through, and you'll hear the cracking and popping because you are pushing it through on a straight edge. So here we go. And I'm turning that one over so I know which way to put it back down. And we're going to just lift these out, just like that. And then I'll pull these off. If y'all have not used the Post-it note tags like this or flags to use with your dies, I am telling you, it is better than washi tape, and it never tears my paper, which is so great. There's our one of our little stars that didn't want to come out, but look, now you have this negative image that I don't know why we couldn't do a card with that. We could, you know, stamp other little designs or flowers or something in these little places and use it on the front of a card. I think that's super. Alright, so here's another group of our little sentiments. So I am going to go ahead and push those off to the side. And I think you pretty much got the gist of this, that you can use any color paper, any color ink, and all you have to do is run it through. Now, if you don't want to cut all of them and you just need a couple, you could very easily, using Stamparatus, you could spot stamp, spot ink the section that you want, and then put it down, line your dies up over it, and just cut out what you need. But I say, why not cut them all out? You know, we're always needing sentiments. And again, I have my little baggie, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to open this bag, and I am going to scoop all of these in. And then when I need a small sentiment, and we always need small sentiments, that's why the itty bitty greeting, the itty bitty Christmas, and the itty bitty birthday are so popular, because it gives you itty bitty greetings. But this stamp set and die it's just gorgeous. I love this one right here. Your kindness means more than you could ever imagine. How nice would that be on a nice thank you card? The happy anniversary is beautiful. Again, I cannot brag enough over this this stamp and die set. So if you are in the market for something like that, now would be a perfect time to pick this up. Take advantage of the celebration items. If there's still something out there on the celebration that you would like to have and you haven't got it yet, now would be the perfect time to do that. Also, your purchase is going to enter you into the drawing for the Touch of Ink stamp set, and you'll get a free gift from me if your purchase is $50 or more before shipping and tax. So, it is a win-win. So, I hope that you'll go and check out the mini message and the message dies. It is a great set to have in your stash, and I'm sure this will be one that you will turn to over and over. It's not dated. There's so many different sentiments on here, from sending happy thoughts, just a card to say hello, thank you ever so much, I'm so happy to hear of your exciting news, congratulations, hope your day is full of love, laughter, and joy, thinking of you with sympathy and prayers, just wanted to say, sending a smile your way. Be strong, be brave. You've got this. Happy birthday. Thank you for being you. Hooray, it's your birthday. Wishing you a year of magical moments and wonderful memories. And then if you turn it, you've got the one that I read to you just a minute ago that says your kindness means more than you could ever imagine. Oh, happy day. And hi there. So many sentiments. I mean, I just think it's fantastic. So go take a look at it in the catalog. This is in the new mini catalog, and I believe it's on page, let me grab my mini catalog. Here is our mini, this is our January through June, and it is, I should have looked for this before I came on with the, there it is. There it is, right there on page 35, and there's the dies and the stamp set. So go take a look at that. You can bundle it, and oh, if you use the bundle, you're going to save 10%, and it's going to put you at that $50 because it comes to $50.25. So you'll get a free celebration item. You'll get a free gift from me. You'll get your name entered in for the drawing for the Touch of Ink stamp set. So what are you waiting for? Go and shop. And when I put this up, I will also put a link to the item where you can find it, the number for the bundle, as well as the individual. But I'll have to say, this is one of the very few stamp sets that I say you definitely need to get the bundle, because it can be good by itself, but it can be oh so much better with the dies. So thanks again for tuning in. I love you guys so much, and I really appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule to spend a little time with me. And until we craft again, let everything that you do and say bring glory to our Father in heaven. He is so worthy. And I will see y'all on the next video, so be sure to subscribe. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.